first thing you want to do is take the color your skin is going to be and use it to outline all the features on the face. This will give you an idea of where everything is going to be placed. So I outlined the nose, mouth, holes in the face, swarms, and blood splatter. Just a bunch of different things. After you've painted on those features, go ahead and paint the rest of your skin with your color of choice. All the face paints I'm using for this look are from my Wolf 12 Hydrocolor palette. The color I'm using is called Seafoam Green, and I mixed a little bit of Wolf's light green face paint in with it. Now I take a black face paint and use it to start outlining every single feature, as well as painting in the areas that are supposed to be black, like the nose. Use the black face paint to paint on the skull shape around your cheekbones, to outline your nose, brows, and so on. I referenced a zombie picture for this look that I will link down below if you're interested, so I'd go ahead and paint it on like the outline of blobs and like little bumps. And now I cannot wear eye contact, so I decided to paint on my eye color. I used the black paint to outline my eyeball and then painted around it a nice shape, lashes, and a crease. I decided to paint the sternum that is appearing through a rip. After that, I started to paint on the teeth. Make sure you outline your face and ears. You're supposed to look like a cartoon or like a comic character, so you want to make sure you're looking like a drawing. So use the black face paint to outline all of your real features. So that's like your nose, your eyes, your mouth, your ears, your face shape. If you go ahead and paint the entire body, you want to outline your shoulders, your neck, your hands, your feet. I use Wolf's red face paint to paint in the dripping blood below the eyes and the ripped up areas. I mixed Wolf's red and white face paint to create a pink color I used to paint on the gums and the blobs on my chin. If you notice near the bloody areas, I didn't paint them all in. That's because I wanted to add different tones of red there by mixing red and white together. Now I use Wolf's ivory face paint to paint the worms, and I go back with the black face paint to detail them. I use Wolf's white face paint to start painting in the teeth and the eyes. Now the eyes are going to kind of crease a bit with the black face paint, but it's going to create a gray color that looks pretty cool. And if it messes up too much, just go back with either the black or white face paint and fix the areas. I go back with the black face paint and add some lines on the teeth to give it a little bit more detail. And then I use the white face paint to start painting on the sternum bone or whatever. Just go ahead and paint all over that. And then I go back with the black face paint and kind of outline the sternum bone and just shade right beside it. And then I go ahead and mix the seafoam green color with a little bit of black so I get a darker shade, and I use it to outline the circle. So this really adds depth to them, makes them actually look like they're going like inside the skin. And then I paint my brows yellow. You can paint your brows whatever color you want. I chose yellow just because it went along with the wig I chose. Now I'm using eyeshadows to shade the look. I mixed a navy blue eyeshadow with a dark green eyeshadow from my 120 eyeshadow palette from AHHH Cosmetics, and I applied that eyeshadow into the hollow area of the skull, like pretend it was a real skull and there's that hollow area. You want to shade right there, and you want to shade slightly above like the cheekbone that you drew on. You don't want to shade every single area because it won't look as cool if you shade every single area. You just want to pick and choose certain parts to shade. I used that same color to shade the eye bags and also around the little bumps that I created on the face. And then I used a gray eyeshadow to shade the teeth and around the eyes a little bit. I then used a red eyeshadow to shade around the blood a bit as well. You just want to add a lot of shading. It makes the look cool. I'll say this, shading and highlighting for me in one of these makeup looks is like life. It brings so much life to a look. It makes it look so much cooler. So you want to make sure you do a lot of shading and highlighting. And what you do with the highlighting is you just use a color that is lighter than the skin color you chose and just highlight certain areas, mainly like around the cheekbones and like near shadows to make it really stand out like you see me doing now. It looks like there's a lot more depth in that area now. And after that, I just kind of added more detail onto my neck area just because it looks so weird having that part just be a plain color. It didn't match with the rest of my face or like the body. So yeah, that's what I did. And I even added cleavage. It looked funny. And that's it. You're finished. Please give the tutorial a thumbs up if you like it. I work very hard on my videos. I've said it so many times. Like, I make these tutorials with a twitching eyeball. I was just diagnosed with sleep apnea, which explains why my eyelid keeps twitching. I wasn't sleeping. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see you in my next Halloween tutorial. Take care. Bye.